Hey guys, welcome to A Woman's Friend. So I am 22 weeks and 4 days. So that's almost 23. And I heard I always get like the best information on YouTube. So apparently if the baby is born at 24 weeks, which I obviously do not want, they have a higher chance of survival. So that's quite good, you know. I'm just basically talking about diabetes. This is Emma's diary. It's been around for quite a long time. When I had my first son in 2008, this was a thing as well. It's got quite useful information regarding baby, you know, prams. You know, prams are so expensive these days. They do look nice, but they're just so expensive. I tend to walk around quite a lot. So for me, a pram with a sort of big space at the bottom, so pressure feed like this, would be ideal for me. My husband does drive, so I don't want like a massive pram that hardly fits in the boot, and I don't want a too big pram, and I don't want a pram that's too small. Yeah, some of these prams that cost a lot of money, you can't fit anything in them. I don't really get it. Is it the design people are after? I don't know. I've never been typically like that. Oh, I've got this or I've got that. It's just not how I was raised. My dad always said, if they need to show it off, it means they haven't got it. Anywho, so my blood sugars since last Saturday were high. And this is more about, I'm talking mainly about being pregnant with diabetes. It's not as simple as just taking insulin and that's it. Something my stupid-minded sister-in-law said. But my blood sugar's been skyrocketed all week. And I thought on Saturday it was quite normal because I wasn't very well. Like I felt run down, I felt drained, I felt awful. And then, you know, like I thought, okay, it's going to go back down, because even when I'm not pregnant, your blood sugars can still rise quite severe when you have, when you're not well. You can have high blood sugars. Everybody's obviously different, but majority of diabetics that I've spoken to, their blood sugars go high when they're ill, which makes them also feel crappy. So, you know, the joys of diabetes, as I say. So I thought it would go back down, and it hasn't. I've just had breakfast. I had a lovely lie-in today. Absolutely lovely. My husband, the kids, my blood sugar's quite high. I am actually fixing my other phone this month, guys. But yeah, I'm just gonna put some useful tips there. So yeah, my blood sugar has been quite high, and I did say, I had a good chat with the midwife this week, and she gave me the best compliment I've ever had in my life. And she said, before you got pregnant this time, so I'm not including my other pregnancies, just this time, she said reading your blood sugars was like reading a person who doesn't have diabetes. Now that is a huge, and I mean huge, compliment, and that's the goal. And I did explain to her my paranoia of my dad, because he's having operations on his legs. He's got type 2 and his vision is gone, and he just goes, he's having diabetes. He doesn't really take any consideration of his lifestyle. He doesn't overeat, but he's an alcoholic. So seeing what he's gone through, as unfortunate it is, has really made me step up to the seriousness of diabetes. Because if you think it's not going to catch up on you, it will. That's one thing, you know. And you're always going to have off days. That's what the midwife said to me. but that's a massive compliment. So I was asking her, why does the baby cause for my blood sugar to go so high? Because if you don't ask, you're not going to know. And she said it's not specifically the baby, it's the placenta and it's the hormones. And she said for an average woman, you know, who doesn't have diabetes, they're always going to have a bit more sugar in their body when they're pregnant. And I was like, oh. And she goes, for people like myself, that's obviously going to cause conflict, but you know, like for most women, so that's partly why we gain weight. Obviously, not just, you know, like it's the placenta, so don't blame the baby. It's quite interesting. So if you have a midwife you're obviously comfortable with, you know, if you've had multiple children like we've all met midwives that are just annoying. But if you have a good midwife, ask questions. It's always good to spread the knowledge. You know, it's always good to know things. So I didn't actually know so much about the baby. You know, I didn't know that the blood sugars went higher for everybody when they're pregnant. Yeah, so it's quite good. So I'm taking a lot more insulin this week because I feel, because the baby, obviously the hormones are changing, the baby's getting bigger. The baby's not obviously massive, but yeah. So this here, so anybody who's on this line going up, this tick going up, sorry, it means it can go higher. I have taken insulin, so I'm gonna wait a little while, because what worries me is when I take too much insulin, I'm going to have a crash and have a hypo. So I have taken insulin a couple of times and it's crashed quite down. But showing this symbol does kind of make me anxious. But at the same time, just going to see how it goes. Now, I know it's not ridiculously high, but it's still high. And I did say to her, what should my range be? And she said it at different times, you know, before you eat, we expect it to be 5. And I was like, oh boy. But she said, we want it between 8 and 4. And I was like, okay. But preferably not 8 when it's the morning time or whatever. So in the morning, my blood sugar was going between 7 and 6. Which is not too bad, because obviously it's not on the yellow mark of being high. But yeah, so I just wanted to catch up with you guys. And it is a struggle being pregnant with type 1 diabetes. It's a massive, it's not for the weak, that's all I can say. And just figuring out your blood sugar, it's constantly changing as the baby's growing, and it's down to the placenta, not the babies. Bear that in mind. Okay, thank you guys. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.